if you look at the first round matchups, we've got Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies, one of the hottest home run hitters in all of baseball right now, trailing just Aaron Judge in total home runs this season against the crafty veteran Albert Pujols, who I think was just a legacy add here. We've got Kyle Schwarber minus 275, Pujols plus 225. Jenks, I feel like this is probably the easiest one, but it's minus 275. How do you play this one?
Ooh, well, that is very, very difficult. In fact, Chelsea, I was looking at the odds this morning, and if you like Kyle Schwarber, well, guess what? Now it's minus 350. So you're paying even more of a premium. There's just no value there. I wouldn't even put any money on Albert Pujols because there's just no way he can compete with Kyle Schwarber, but you never know. I just don't like the prices here. However, Juan Soto at minus 190, a little juicy, but that's got me thinking that I might put a little bit on there. I really like Juan Soto. He's going to be my bet to win this home run derby. I know everyone's going to be on Pete Alonso, and I get that, but Juan Soto's my guy. He's a national, and I think against Jose Ramirez, I still think minus 190 is decent value, even though I know it's juicy.
Yeah, I think there's multiple ways to play this, which I'm going to try to dissect some of those. But let's start with the top, because people at home are probably wondering, oh, well, who has the top odds to win it all? It's Pete Alonso, the polar bear, looking for his third home run derby title, is the favorite over at BetMGM. These odds have shortened. He's now plus 155 to win it all. Kyle Schwarber plus 325. Juan Soto 6-1. Ronald Acuna Jr. 7-1. And then the rookie Julio Rodriguez 9-1. And then further down the list, Albert Pujols 22-1. But Jinx, I think the way that you play the first round matchups is maybe you can parlay them and get some kind of value because they do have those odds over at BetMGM. I think I am taking both Kyle Schwarber and Juan Soto to advance out of the first round for even money. It's plus 100 because they have all these, first round parlays that you can play over at BetMGM. Looking at the matchup with Albert Pujols, this is as much of a conditioning contest as it is a home run hitting contest because you have to go back to back and just have those back to back swings to hit enough home runs in the first round. So that's where I think Albert Pujols is facing an uphill climb. We've all seen him run to first base. It's a tough ticket for one of the older guys in the league. So Kyle Schwarber, I think he advances past Pujols. And then Juan Soto, he hits tape measure, moonshots, which I know you don't get extra credit for, I think, in the first round. But I think he has a better chance of advancing than Jose Ramirez, who half of his ability comes from being a switch hitter. That's why he's so dangerous in regular games, but you don't get extra points for that in a home run derby. So I think Juan Soto advances out of the first round as well. That's how you get even money if you want to parlay both Schwarber and Soto to advance to the second round.
Ooh, I think that's a great play right there. In fact, I'm going to be on that as well. I love that idea. And also, if you want to pick and there's, of course, a ton of combinations at BetMGM, but you can go online and pick the exact two players that you think are going to go against each other in the final of the home run derby. So if for some reason you think it's going to be Alonso versus Schwarber or Soto, whatever you think those final two are going to be, you can bet on that as well. You can get really creative with the derby.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is dig for value in the home run derby. This is the Daily Tip presented by BetMGM. I'm Chelsa Messenger. He's Michael Jenkins. Right now, we're talking home run derby because it is the only thing that you can bet on today that I know of. Maybe there's some soccer going on. I'm not sure. But let's look at some other plays for the home run derby and take a look at the other side of the bracket. Pete Alonso, the reigning champ of the home run derby, minus 200 against Ronald Acuna Jr. in the first round. And Jenks, honestly, I feel like this is the toughest first round matchup.
I totally agree. And this has the potential to upset the entire apple cart as far as this home run derby is concerned, because I get why Pete Alonso is the favorite. He's won it twice, going for 3 in a row. But no player's ever won 3 in a row. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid won 3, but didn't win 3 in a row. So Ronald Acuna Jr. is a guy who is the favorite to hit the longest home run at 2-1. He could absolutely upset Pete Alonso. If there's a sneaky dog in the first round, I think it might be Acuna.
Oh, for sure. Because nobody has more raw power, I think, than Ronald Acuna Jr. in this field. In fact, he's hit the longest regular season home run of any player in this field, 495 feet during a regular season game. in 2020. And Jinx, that's another play you can make. The longest home run in the home run derby by any player, 491 feet. The over and the under both juiced to minus 115 over at BetMGM. And this is a play where I immediately bet the over just because I feel like this number is going to go up. Everyone's going to be betting on the over. So if you do like the over, you probably need to bet it right now. But if you do like the under, you wait until the start because I think this number is going to go up. But if you look at past home run derbies, not a ton of guys have hit this number. In fact, the only people who have hit this number are the people playing at Coors Field, which the ball sails a mile there with the altitude there. But usually it's just Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is usually the only guy that's hit this number. But here's the big question I have for the home run derby. Will
Mhm.
the balls be juiced? Because looking at an entertainment perspective, MLB, I think, is going to have a vested interest in making these balls go a little bit longer. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it go over this number just because I wouldn't be
Ooh.
surprised if MLB kind of doctors these balls. Am I crazy here for thinking this?
No, I like where your head's at. That's the only sabotage factor. My best bet is going to be on the under. I'm going to be contrarian just because for two reasons. You're giving me pause now with this juiced ball theory, and you may be right about that. But here's why I like the under. Number one is I'm going to wait to bet this because who wants to watch a derby and bet on the under? I don't want to bet on that. But then again, you can still have a moonshot and it not go 491 feet. But I think this might be a little bit inflated because of what we saw last year at Coors Field. Didn't Juan Soto hit a bomb that was like 520 feet or something absolutely ridiculous? It got up there in that mountain air and just kept going and going and going. So I think because the public is going to be, everyone's going to be on the over. Absolutely, I get that. So I'm going to be contrarian and go under because 491 feet is still a hell of a long way. We just don't think of it in those terms because it's the Derby. But I think we're seeing a little bit of recency bias here because last year this was held at Coors Field.
And it's different hitting a home run in a regular season game because you also get the speed of the pitch that adds to the power. It is a lot easier to hit a home run 495 feet when the ball's coming in at 95 to 100 miles an hour. When somebody's just heaving it in there, that is squarely on you to provide the power. And Matt's been throwing in these long shot bets in our chat. So, Matt, you've got to explain yourself when it comes to your home run derby bets.
Well, I love Jose Ramirez because if it wasn't for Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge, he would be talked about league wide for AL MVP. He absolutely mashes. He hit 2 home runs, I believe it was yesterday or the day before. I think he's a guy that can hit just as many home runs as anybody else. And Ronald Acuna, again, you were saying it. That's a very tough first round matchup. I don't see Pete Alonso winning 3 in a row. I took a chance on Ronald Acuna to beat Jose Ramirez in the finals because it was plus 3,500. And I
Well,
can
here's
totally see it
the
happening.
problem. It's just I think Jose Ramirez is probably underrated here, but also the home run derby is a different animal because some of it's, your pitcher and the other part is conditioning and how many home runs you can hit in a small amount of time. And this is where experience matters. This is where Pete Alonso certainly has the upper hand because he's been there. He knows the pacing, when to take the time out because some of this is strategy and some of this is knowing, how to limit yourself and how to make sure you have the stamina. So I think Pete Alonso does deserve to be the favorite for that reason. But the fact that Jose Ramirez can hit from both sides makes him more valuable during the regular season, but it doesn't do much here in the home run derby. So I am still on the other side. Who do you think wins it?
I'm going to go with Juan Soto. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I was going to say Ronald Acuna. I love Juan Soto, but something is just telling me Ronald Acuna. Like, he's almost been kind of forgotten about. Like, I feel like he got hurt last year. The Braves won the World Series. He wasn't really present, and then this year he's kind of hurt, not having the best season. I think this is a time for Ronald Acuna to make his name known again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised just because you talk about the past winners and it's usually been the guys with pure raw power who don't really have to generate a ton of torque with their swing. They just have that natural power. Ronald Acuna has hit the longest home run of any player in this field during a regular season game. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Jinx, who do you like?
I like Juan Soto just at a straight value. This is so tough. It's the Derby, which is why I like Matt going all in on a 35 to 1 bet to win it because it's the Derby and so many different things can happen. So Why not try to get great value here? I just love the way Juan Soto is hitting the ball right now. He's starting to heat up. I think he wants to prove something with that contract not being accepted. We know he's going to go somewhere, and he hit a home run yesterday. He's reached base, I believe, in 26 consecutive games, which doesn't have a lot to do with the Derby, but it does point to the fact that he's seeing the ball better, hitting the ball better. So it's 6-1. I'm on Soto.
If it weren't for the numbers, if I was just picking a winner, this is not a bet I'm making, but I still think it's probably going to be Pete Alonso just because he wants this so badly. And a lot of this is the want to be there. And looking at some of these other guys, they're kind of asterisks for me. Looking at Juan Soto, a guy that just rejected a huge deal from the Nationals, he is going to be on the trade block. You know, he wants to improve his stock. So we've seen this kind of be a problem for hitters after the home run derby is they don't perform as well after the derby because it is so tough on their bodies to go through all of these rounds. So that's an asterisk for me, especially looking at Kyle Schwarber too. Look at how banged up the Phillies are now. He can't go on the IL. Him and Bryce Harper both can't be out of the lineup. So I'm wondering if that's in the back of Schwarber's mind.
It could be, but if you're Juan Soto, and a reason why you perhaps shouldn't fear him dropping off in the second half of the season is that Juan Soto's 23 years old, which is just absolutely insane. So he has a monster career ahead of him. That's why he's going to get paid. So whatever toll it takes on these individual batters in this event, it's not going to take as much of a toll on a Juan Soto compared to a Kyle Schwarber or even an Albert Pujols because his body will be able to recover more quickly.
And speaking of young guys, Julio Rodriguez, I know a ton of people are very excited to watch the rookie from Seattle in his first round matchup against Corey Seager. Kind of like that there at minus 145 against Seager, just because Seager has more of a swing that is, when he hits home runs, they're usually deep to center field or in the middle of the park. That's not great when you're playing a home run derby. He is a great average hitter and a good overall hitter, but do like the value on Julio Rodriguez. He certainly wants to be there and make a name for himself.